Hello, I'm Harinder Sidhhu. I am the former Australian High Commissioner to New Delhi. I've been asked to read from a piece of literature that's meaningful to me. And I've chosen today to read from Khooni Vaisakhi, which is a narrative poem of the 1919 Jallianwallah Bagh massacre, written by Nanak Singh, the great man of Punjabi literature, and translated by his grandson, Ambassador Navdeep Suri. This is so meaningful to me in so many ways. Going to India as High Commissioner gave me a real chance to reconnect with my Punjabi roots and my own family history. My father is a partition survivor. I was able to visit Punjab and meet many members of my extended family there, many of whom I hadn't met before. I was also able to connect with old friends. Ambassador Suri, the translator of this book, is a very old friend. We have known each other for nearly 30 years, being in the same profession. And in a unique coincidence, he was the Indian High Commissioner in Australia when I was appointed Australian High Commissioner to New Delhi. Ambassador Suri is a fine diplomat, but also an extraordinary literary artist in his own right. And it is no mean feat, I think, to translate a poem. And he has done this beautifully and sensitively and well. He describes it as his labor of love, and I can think of no greater act of love and care for a beloved grandfather than to preserve and treasure his work in this way. The story of Nanak Singh is an interesting one, and I'll just read a little bit of a description from that Ambassador Suri describes Nanak Singh's experience in Jallianwallah Bagh in one of the parts of the book later on. He says, "It was an unspoken part of the family folklore that my grandfather, our Bauji, was present in Jallianwallah Bagh that fateful day on the 13th of April 1919. He had gone there for the rally against the Rowlatt Act with a couple of friends, we were told. Bauji had collapsed in the stampede triggered by the firing and had been left for dead under a pile of corpses. Both friends died, and Bauji himself suffered damage to his hearing in the left ear. He walked out some hours later after regaining consciousness, but this was a subject that he did not want to talk about, and that was that. It was, however, a subject that he did write about, and powerfully and movingly, in Khooni Vaisakhi, a poem that was published the year or thereabouts, the year after the Jallianwallah Bagh incidents, but then was banned and actually had disappeared for many, many decades until Ambassador Suri's family were able to track it down again. Like all important works by Sikh and Punjabi Sikhs, it does open with an invocation to the Gurus. I feel it's only fitting for me to read from that invocation before I go into the poem itself. He says, "O Father mine, with the turban plumed, I bow at thy feet, my divine Guru. Messiah of the meek, Saviour of the poor, my divine Guru. Grant me thy cup of love and blessings and uplift my spirits, my divine Guru. Let my pen fly across the pages to tell this tale, my divine Guru, of innocent souls laying down their lives for our nation's sake, my divine Guru. And those with wounds still bleeding and raw were showered with salt, my divine Guru. To pen a portrait of those departed ones, grant me the strength, my divine Guru, to remind my people across India, lest we forget their sacrifice, my divine Guru. To write the saga of our heroes such your disciple is ready, my divine Guru. Do help me complete this mission of mine, Nanak Singh beseeches, O my divine Guru." The poem then recounts the lead up to Jallianwallah Bagh, the protests against the Rowlatt Act, the various forms of violence that were inflicted on people in the lead up. But absolutely the most powerful account is the one of the actual events in Jallianwallah Bagh that day, and that is the extract I will now read. 5:30 sharp the clock had struck. Thousands gathered in the Bagh, my friends. Leaders came to lament the nation's woes, taking turns to speak out loud, my friends. Voiced grievance, hardship, anger, sorrow, saying no one listens to us, my friends. What can we do? What options left? Can't see any ray of light, my friends. Those words forlorn they barely voiced, came soldiers thundering down, my friends. At Dyer's command, those Gurkha troops gathered in a formation tight, my friends. Under the tyrant's orders, they opened fire, straight into innocent hearts, my friends. And fire, and fire, and fire they did. Some thousands of bullets were shot, my friends. Like searing hail, they felled our youth, a tempest not seen before, my friends. Riddled chests and bodies slid to the ground, each one a target large, my friends. Haunting cries for help did rend the sky. Smoke rose from smouldering guns, my friends. Just a sip of water was all they sought. Valiant youth lay dying in the dust, my friends. That narrow lane to enter the Bagh, sealed off on Dyer's command, my friends. No exit, no escape, no way out was left, making the Bagh a deathly trap, my friends. A fortunate few somehow survived, while most died then and there, my friends. Some ran with bullets ripping their chest, stumbling to their painful end, my friends. Others caught the bullet while running away, dropping lifeless in awkward heaps, my friends. In minutes the Bagh so strewn with corpses, none knew just who was who, my friends. Many of them did look like Sikhs, amid Hindus and Muslims plenty, my friends. In the prime of their youth our brave hearts lay, gasping for one last breath, my friends. Long hair lay matted in blood and grime. In slumber deep they sleep, my friends. Says Nanak Singh, who knows their state? But God, the one and only, my friends.